Welcome to Hard Road Theater's Stage at Home radio serials, where we step back in time and bring you stories and tales from the golden age of radio. Tonight, we bring you Father Knows Best, a half-hour visit with your neighbors, the Andersons, brought to you by Vickery Chiropractic. Vickery Chiropractic Clinic treats people of all ages in the rehabilitation and relief of joint, muscle, and nerve pain. Located at 806 Broadway right here in Highland, you can contact them on Facebook or by calling 618-654-4451. That's 618-654-4451. A father's a pitiful fellow, browbeaten, maligned, and oppressed. But on Sunday his mood will be mellow. It's the one day when Father knows best. That's right, neighbors. This coming Sunday is Father's Day, and in Springfield it's going to be quite an event. The white frame house on Maple Street is bustling with activity, and as Jim Anderson steps through the front door, we can't be quite certain as to whether or not he approves. But we'll find out, won't we?
Margaret, Hey, what's going on here?
What are you doing home?
Well, I just thought I was...
You weren't supposed to be home until 6 o'clock.
I know, honey, but there wasn't anything to do at the office, and I figured, what's going on in the living room? A hog callers convention?
Why don't you go for a walk or something?
I don't want to go for a walk.
Well, why don't you run down to the drugstore and see...
I don't want to run any place. I just want to sit. Now, will you please tell me why the living room sounds like a weasel got into the hen house?
What?
What is going on in the living room?
Oh, well, it's a surprise.
Not again.
Well, it isn't exactly a surprise, but... Jim Anderson, one way or another, you always manage to spoil everything.
What did I spoil now?
That's the Food and Refreshment Committee for the Father's Day outing.
All right, wait a minute. There must be a dozen women in there.
There's only 8.
That's the committee?
For food and refreshments.
But the whole outing was supposed to be for 5 or 6 families. What happened?
Well, it grew.
Honey, I said I didn't mind going on a picnic with people like the Hathaways and the Woodies, but if you think I'm going to spend Father's Day... How many are there going to be?
Well, Norman and Harriet Franklin said they weren't sure, and Jane Overton said she'd have to ask Henry.
Margaret, how many people are there going to be?
Including the children?
Including everybody.
212?
212 people?
But that's without the Franklins and the Overtons.
How did it get to be 212?
Well, Lucille Hathaway told a few of her friends, and Dorothy Woody told a few of hers, and...
And they told a few of theirs.
Then, of course, when we went to the boys' club to join...
You got the boys' club for Father's Day?
Isn't it wonderful? I mean, we're making it a Father and Son's Day.
Honey, why don't you just give me a necktie?
Everyone thinks it's a brilliant idea, and they're talking about it all over Springfield. It's going really well.
The operation was a success, but the patient died.
What, dear?
Oh, nothing, honey. I'll think I'll go into the den and lie down.
Oh, you can't.
What?
The contest committee's in there.
The contest committee?
Well, they have to think up all sorts of stunts and games. It's really quite important.
Stunts? And games?
You're going to have a wonderful time, dear. I know it.
Yes, I'd better go upstairs and lie down for a while.
That's a good boy. Oh, Jim, don't go into that room, or our room. I turned that over to the transportation committee.
Yes, dear, I'll be sure not to go into our room. Father's Day. The best thing they could do with fathers on Father's Day is to leave them alone. Stunts and games.
Oh, hi, Father. Oh, what are you doing home?
That's the second time I've been asked that. What's so unusual about my coming home? I come home all the time.
Pardon me. I was only trying to be pleasant.
Man comes into his own home, and what happens? He can't get into the den. He can't get into the living room. He can't get into his own bedroom.
Oh, you can't go into bedrooms either, Father.
Now, see here, Betty.
But it's all full of hats and coats.
Oh.
So's my room. That's why I have to study out here.
Well, it could be worse, I guess. Right now I can't think of how, but I suppose it could.
Going downstairs, Father?
No, I'm trying to set a new record for the indoor ski jump. Tally-ho!
Jumping creepers.
Am I going downstairs? What did she think I was doing? Deep sea diving? Am I going downstairs?
Hiya, Dad. What are you doing home?
Well, never mind. What are those?
These? Oh, they're tickets.
I see. You wouldn't care to confide in me a little further, would you?
Huh?
What are the tickets for?
Oh, they're for the picnic. You owe 6 1/4.
For a Father's Day picnic?
Well, sure.
I'm being taken to a Father's Day picnic, but I have to pay $6.25? What for?
5 tickets.
Bud, let me put it another way. We're taking our own lunch, right?
Right.
There's no charge for the picnic grounds, right?
Right.
Then who gets the $6.25?
Oh, didn't I tell you about that? It gets split up.
I see.
Part of it goes to the boys' club.
And the rest?
The rest of it goes to the boys.
Well, that's nice. That's what I call a very neat arrangement.
Well, holy cow, Dad. We have to have some reason for going.
Hi, Daddy.
So help me if she says one word. About
What are you doing home?
I'm going down to the basement.
You can't, Dad. It's full of women.
If your mother... They're in the basement too?
They're practically crawling out of the woodwork.
I don't know. Women can be so wonderful. Why do there have to be so many of them?
I know a good place to hide.
Nobody said anything about hiding. This is as much my home as anyone else's, and if they think... Where?
In back of the garage. You can't even hear them out there.
In other words, you are suggesting that I run away?
Yeah, like a coward.
Well, I was only trying to help.
Kitten, you know what Voltaire said, don't you?
I do?
The coward flees in vain. Right, Bud?
Yes, sir. That's what he said.
But on the other hand, I remember another quotation which says, "'Tis not too late tomorrow to be brave."
Oh, where are you going, Dad?
Out and back of the garage.
Hello, Jim. What's the good word?
Oh, hello, Sam. How go the homegrown radishes and tomatoes?
I don't know yet. The bugs haven't left one big enough to eat.
Hello, Mr. Woody.
Hello, Kathy. Bud.
Hi, Mr. Woody.
We're hiding.
Kathy.
Well, you said that...
We just came out to get a little fresh air, that's all. Sure is a beautiful day, isn't it, Sam?
House full of women, huh?
Oh, they're hanging from the chandeliers.
They are? I didn't see anybody hang...
Quiet, will ya?
Daddy said... Oh, another joke, huh?
Mr. Woody, if you haven't bought your tickets for the Father's Day picnic...
Leave Mr. Woody alone, Bud.
But if he's going to buy the tickets anyway, then he might...
It's all right, Jim. If I'm going to be hooked, it might as well be by Bud.
Well...
It's for a very worthy cause, Mr. Woody. And besides, they're giving away all kinds of junk. I mean prizes.
Say, Dorothy was telling me about some of those prizes, and they aren't bad.
That'll be $3.75, Mr. Woody.
Just a second, Bud. Prizes for what?
The various contests, 3-legged races, sack races, usual things.
I wouldn't be caught dead in a sack race. Or a 3-legged race, either.
Mrs. Phillips says they're not going to have a 3-legged race.
I thought they were.
Well, Mrs. Phillips said she doesn't think there'll be enough people there with 3 legs.
Well, that's logical. For her.
Mr. Woody, if you'd like to give me the $3.75 now, then...
You know, Jim, you might change your mind if you saw some of those prizes. They promoted a 16-millimeter camera and projector.
Huh. That's nice promoting.
They're going to have a wheelbarrow race, and a prize is 6 dozen golf balls.
Mr. Woody, if you'd like to give me...
Wait a minute. Is she on the level, Sam?
That's right. I told you they'd gone all out.
But 6 dozen golf balls.
You ought to see the prize they've got for the egg race. 4 of the most beautiful matched woods you ever saw.
You're kidding.
But, Mr. Woody, if you'd like...
Not bad, huh?
Matched woods. You know, maybe I'm going to like this picnic after all.
Mr. Woody?
The only thing I don't like about it are those cockeyed contests. Why don't they have a drawing and get it over with? I'll be dead after the first race.
That's exactly what I told Dorothy. I said it wasn't fair to you and some of the other older men.
Get out there and... What was that?
Of course, if they want to hand me the prizes, I don't mind. But I think they ought to give somebody else a chance.
What was that crack about older men.
Mr. Woody?
Bud, will you please keep still?
Holy cow.
You and I are the same age, and you know it. Where do you get that older man stuff?
Jim, you were 40 in February.
So what?
I wasn't 40 until May.
Oh, great.
And besides, I've kept in condition. I haven't gotten all soft and flabby.
Who's soft and flabby?
Well, you said...
I'm in just as good condition right now as you were the best day in your life.
Is that so?
Yes, that's so.
Well, we'll find out on Sunday, won't we?
Oh, we certainly will. Bud and I will make you and that half-pint son of yours look like change from a $2 bill. Won't we, Bud?
All I want is $3.75.
And what's more, I'll just make a little side bet with you on every race we enter.
That's a deal.
$50 a race.
You got it. Well, see you Sunday.
Not if I can help it. I'll be so far ahead you won't see anything but dust.
Is that so?
Yes, that's so. Thinks he's so wonderful. You and the other older men.
Dad?
We're going to spend the next 2 days training. That's what we're going to do. We'll be in such wonderful condition, he won't know what happened to him.
Dad?
I can help you train, Daddy. I know where I can borrow a stopwatch.
Tell me he's much younger than I am.
Dad?
I can run circles around him without even trying.
Are you going to run in circles?
Him and his radishes. Thinks he's so wonderful because he's got a few puny radishes.
Dad?
Bud, what's the matter with you?
You're standing on my foot.
Do you know that Jim Anderson has never been late for work? Or that Margaret Anderson has never burned a roast? Or that the Anderson kids always know when it's time for bed? Do you know why? It's because they always know the correct time thanks to Vickery Hickory Clock. Vickery Hickory Clocks, high-style, precision-made Swiss timepieces crafted right here in Highland, Illinois. Vickery Hickory Clocks are perfectly and precisely aligned so they never need an adjustment. Perfect for the kitchen, the rumpus room, and even the bedroom. Vickery Hickory Clocks. It's the movement that counts every day of the year. The feathers in a lady's fan are not so frail as mortal man. That may be true, of course, but not so far as the Andersons are concerned. With the Father's Day picnic less than 24 hours away, the Andersons, father and son, are working like little beavers to achieve a veritable peak of physical perfection. And they spare nothing in their efforts. Like this.
Up, 2, 3, down. Up, 2, 3, down.
That's 100, Daddy.
Already? Okay, Bud, that's enough.
Boy, am I tired.
Tired? Well, we're only just beginning. What's next on the list, Kathy?
Push-ups.
All right, Bud. Let's try 40 or 50 push-ups. Are you ready?
40 or 50? Holy cow, Dad. Have a heart.
Well, we'll try 25 for a start. Ready?
I suppose so.
Here we go. 1, 2, up, down.
Daddy?
Not now, kid. 1, 2, up, down.
But I want to ask you something.
Hold it a second, Bud. What is it, Kathy?
Did the Army really make you promise you wouldn't do setting up exercises?
Well, it's sort of a private agreement I have with General Eisenhower. He doesn't sell any insurance, and I don't do any setting up exercises.
Golly, General Eisenhower?
Where did we leave off, Bud?
I don't know, Dad. But can I please rest for a while? Ugh, I'm dead.
All right, son. We'll take it easy for a few minutes.
Oh, boy.
I don't know what's gotten into this new generation. Why, when I was a boy, I thought nothing of doing 100 push-ups.
I don't think much of it myself.
Daddy?
Yes, baby.
Is lying in a hammock really good exercise?
Oh, it's the best. It strengthens the back muscles. Why, I once knew an Olympic champion, and he did all of his training lying in a hammock.
Gosh.
Dad, I've got a great idea. Why don't we strengthen my back muscles for a while? I'll take the hammock, and
You're doing fine just the way you are, bud. Kathy, would you like to run into the house like a good girl and see if your mother has any more iced coffee?
Okay, Daddy.
Jim!
Hold it, kitten. We're out here, Margaret.
Jim, I had a dozen eggs in the pantry and they're gone. Do you know what happened to them?
Bud, get those eggshells into the garage before your mother... what kind of eggs, honey?
You know very well what kind of eggs. They were right on the second shelf and... Bud, what are you doing?
Doing?
What are you hiding?
Hiding?
Bud, stop gawking at me and say something.
Hi, Mom.
Jim.
Now, wait a minute, honey. What difference do a few eggs make? After all, if we're going to win the egg race...
Eggs? You've broken every single one of my eggs.
One of them's only cracked a little, Mommy.
A whole dozen eggs.
But we got it down to a system, Margaret. Bud and I can run the egg course in 23 seconds. Can't we, Kathy?
They sure can, Mommy. And Mr. Woody and Jimmy took 31.
Come on, Bud. Let's show your mother how we do it.
But with what?
Oh, well, as soon as we get more eggs.
Mother. You will do no more practicing with my eggs.
Honey, I'll get you 2 dozen eggs. I'll get you a whole chicken.
Mother, do you know what that horrible Billy Smith did?
Betty, I'm talking to your father.
It's all right, Margaret. I'm in no hurry.
I'll never speak to that little monster again as long as I live.
Dear, I'm sure that whatever it is...
But you don't know what he did. He just called me and broke our date for tonight.
He probably has a very good reason. Jim...
He hasn't any reason at all. What difference does it make if he's in training? He had a date with me.
Wait a minute, Betty. He's in training for what?
Father, the whole thing is your fault. If you hadn't started this silly business with Mr.
You
Woody,
mean he's in training for the picnic?
Everybody's in training for the picnic. Every man in this whole neighborhood is running around with an egg on a spoon.
Well, of all the dirty double-crossing...
I don't care if it's Father's Day. Billy doesn't have any right to cancel.
But we've got to start training.
We've got to start?
If we're going to show those 2-timing double...
I haven't done anything but train for 2 days.
That doesn't count. We'll start from the very beginning.
Oh, no.
Jim, this whole thing is ridiculous.
It's no such thing. Anytime they think they could put one over on Jim Anderson, well, they've got another thing coming. Bud?
Yes, sir.
Let's hit the road.
What?
We've had enough setting up exercises.
We have?
We're going to concentrate on road work. We're going to run those other guys right off the map.
But, Daddy, you can't.
Why can't I?
You promised General Eisenhower.
Bud?
Yes, Dad?
You all right?
Oh, sure, Dad. I'm fine.
You don't want to overdo it, you know.
I know.
After all, you're just a boy. You haven't got the endurance of older men. You sure you wouldn't like to stop for a while?
Gosh, no. We've only run about a mile.
Yes. Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1,
Bud?
2, 3. How you doing, Dad?
We got to stop. I can't run another step.
Holy cow, Dad. After only 3 miles?
I wouldn't run another step if my life depended on it.
Okay, but good grief. If we don't keep going...
Hey, how you, Jim?
Hello, Hector. Doing a little road work, huh?
Yeah, this is a life, isn't it? Oh, man, out in the fresh air and the sunshine. Boy, I do feel good. Hey, I feel like I could run another 5 miles.
You've run 5 miles?
Oh, like it was nothing. Hey, well, I'm going to keep running. I'll see you later, pal.
Okay, Heck. Let's go, bud.
But you said we were...
I said let's go.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2.
Bud!
You don't want to stop again.
No, I don't want to stop again. I'd like to run another 75 or 80 miles.
Well?
Find me another pair of legs and I'd be glad to.
Dad, you're not going to give up now, are you?
For your information, I gave up an hour ago. I just didn't have the strength to get the news down to my feet.
Gosh, after... Uh-oh. Here comes Mr. Woody.
Well, if it isn't old man Anderson. Everything under control, Jim?
Couldn't be better.
That's what I like to hear. Well, see you at the picnic. Don't make him run too far, bud.
Okay, Mr. Woody.
All right, bud.
What?
Let's go. I can't, bud. I just can't.
Hey there, Jim.
Let's go, bud.
Oh, Jim.
I can't, Margaret. I couldn't get out of bed if you gave me $1 million.
Jim, this is Father's Day.
I don't care whose day it is. Just let me lie here in peace.
Is it really that bad?
Honey, right now, I've got 3 times as many muscles as anybody else in the world. And every one of them has a toothache.
Poor Bud.
Poor Bud. What about me? I'm the one who's dying.
But he's been counting on it so.
We'll make it up to him some way.
Jim, are you sure you can't make it?
Margaret, I have never been so sure of anything in my life. I can't even turn my head. As a matter of fact, I'm not even sure I've got a head.
All right, dear. I'll just have to explain to the children, that's all.
I'm not worried about the children. Sam Woody's the guy I'm worried about. He'll never let me forget it.
Of course he will. Sam's a very nice man and very broad-minded.
Broad-minded? He's so narrow-minded he can look through a keyhole with both eyes.
That isn't so.
No? Well, you just wait. 10 years from now, he'll still be talking about the time he ran me out of the picnic. And if you think that
Mom? Hey, Mom?
I'm in the bedroom, dear.
Mom, they're making an announcement about the picnic over the radio.
Oh, well, we better turn it on.
I'll fix it.
Turn it on gently, bud. Stop jiggling the floor.
I wasn't jiggling the
Now
floor.
the news most of you had been waiting to
Every
hear.
time somebody moves,
Transportation
I have a new
problem
ache.
has finally been solved.
What's the matter, Dad?
A fleet
Don't
of
you feel
Bluebird
well?
buses has been
I
chartered
not
by-
only do not feel
What?
well, I'm
one
slowly
moment, please.
disintegrating.
Hold it, Dad. Here it comes.
Is this on the level? What do I have to do? Just read
All
it.
this fuss about a silly...
Ladies and gentlemen, I have just been handed an important bulletin which I should like to read. Due to a mysterious epidemic of unknown origin, over 100 fathers in the Springfield area have suddenly been confined to their beds.
Jim!
As a result, the picnic... What? Oh, Ladies and gentlemen, the picnic has not been canceled, but will instead be known as the Mother and Child Outing. A fleet of Bluebird buses will be sent...
Happy Father's Day.
It's dinner time now, and the Andersons are gathered about the festive board. And the festive board it is indeed. There's a special roast for Father's Day. Chocolate pie with a thick whipped cream for Father's Day. And best of all, a surprise for Father's Day. Like this.
Go on, Mom. Tell him.
Bud, please.
Mother, if you don't, we will.
Betty, really?
Mommy, if you don't tell him, I'm gonna burst.
Well, all right. Bud, why don't you go get it?
Okay, Mom. It won't take 2 seconds.
Jim,
Yes, dear.
we have a little surprise for you.
That's nice.
And we hope very sincerely that you get a great deal of pleasure out of it.
I know. It's a wheelchair.
Jim.
Here they are, Dad.
Matched woods. Honey.
Happy Father's Day,
Father's
hon.
Day, Dad.
Oh, you bought me a set of matched woods.
Well, we didn't exactly buy them, dear.
Mommy won the egg race.
Coffee, dear?
Thank you very much.
That concludes tonight's presentation of Father Knows Best, brought to you by Vickery Chiropractic. Join us again next week for another episode starring Rob Bowman and Gentry Fifer as Jim and Margaret Anderson. The kids were played by Kenzie, Karlee, and Weston Holzinger. Hard Road Theater's stage-at-home radio serials is available on the Hard Road Theater's Facebook page, our website, www.hardroad.org, and as a podcast through your favorite podcast provider, Apple or Spotify. Thank you for joining us today. I'm your announcer, Bill Sullivan. Have a good day, and please, be safe.